experiences of the graduates that contributed to their competency development. The second one is that the curricular implementation is very effective, very relevant, and very adequate in the master's and doctorate programs. Strengthen linkage of academe to industry. Strengthen experiential learning programs for the graduate school. Develop innovative curricular programs for research-based and coursework graduate studies to catch up with globalization. Enhance research programs of the university. Develop student and faculty exchange programs for graduate studies. Enhance accessibility of students to internet connections, enhance leadership programs of the university were measures recommended by the graduates to enhance the curricular programs and its implementation. For the recommendations, conduct detailed interview of the respondents to substantiate the results and experiences and measures in enhancing curricular programs. Further validate the instruments. And the last one, conduct similar study in other programs of Bicol University.
There you go, friends. The four papers for session number 3. The use of appreciative inquiry in the development of a mentoring program for beginning teachers, promoting lifelong learning through institutionalization of community engagements of students in Bicol University, sustainability of the Department of Education computerization program among public secondary schools in Region 3, and graduates' experiences in the implementation of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy and Educational Foundations, and Master of Arts in Educational Leadership and Management programs of Bicol University. We are now having our open forum, and may I request the presenters to turn on their camera. So let me take a look at the chat box. For the information of our participants in the FB live streaming, we were halted by the Facebook because we can only have 8 hours of live streaming. But we are now doing the re-live session in the FB. So give me a thumbs up or a clap, virtual applause if you are still around after almost 8 hours of academic discourse. Okay, thank you. So let me take a look at some of the questions here. Let's start with the first one, questions and comments. There are a number of comments and messages to the presenters. Let's start with the first one, appreciative inquiry. This has been appreciated by the viewers and participants. It's described as very relevant, informative, and needed in the teaching learning process, also to the professional development of every teachers. And we have another one. I hope mentoring practices can be embraced by every school leader manager too. It's highly beneficial to the beginning teachers and may highly significantly improve their organizational commitment and consequently will improve organizational performance, which will redound to improvement of learning of the clients. There's a comment from Christine. Madam Christine said, community engagement is indeed very vital, but I believe the pandemic has halted institutions to implement such program. As a senior high school immersion teacher, I am bombarded as to how to implement immersion since it's not possible for students to be deployed to agencies because of the COVID scare. Yes, that is noted, but community engagement was not halted 100%. It was hindered, but not halted. There were other forms of community engagement that were still conducted, observing proper health protocol, and some of these were conducted virtually only. Let me take a look at some other comments. There are messages of gratitude and congratulations to the presenters. In the event that I am not seeing any question right now, I think I can pose a question to all the presenters today. May I know whether Madam Grace is also right here now? So Madam Joanne is here, Madam John Mark is here. May we know whether Madam Grace is also around? Considering the studies that you have completed, what future research undertakings do you suggest
Recording
or
stopped.
recommend? Maybe
Recording
I
in
can start
progress.
with Madam Joanne.
Hi, good afternoon, Madam, and to my fellow presenters also, and to everyone who is attending. I guess the continuous implementation of the mentoring program should also extend to other competencies that involve teacher competencies, especially now during the pandemic. I mean, other challenges that the beginning teachers are also facing, especially at this situation. I think we can make something that could be pandemic proof also, because it is one situation that we were not anticipating and it was not taught in any educational institution. So I guess making it pandemic proof, or not just pandemic but in any other situation also, making it adaptive and more flexible.
Yeah, that is noted, Madam Joanne. So the study presented by Dr. Joanne focused on the development of the mentoring program. Perhaps the undertaking can go on and then take a look at the effectiveness of the program in the context of the pandemic and other difficult situations that will challenge the educational system, considering the VUCA context, a world that is characterized by diversity, volatility, ambiguity, complexity, and disruption. So pandemic is included in that. May I now give the floor to, thank you, Madam Joanne. May I now give the floor to the other presenter, Dr. John Mark, considering the results and conclusions and even your recommendations. What do you think are the other possible research undertakings that some of our listeners and viewers may consider in the near future? You have the floor, Sir John Mark. Please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity. Based from the recommendations, I already submitted a research proposal, and it's already approved this October 2021, conducting the same study with a different context in the various degree programs. I am now lodged in the Science, Technology, and Mathematics Department of Bicol University College of Education, and we will be continuing to assess and get the experiences of our graduates in the master's degree level, in the science education and mathematics education, as well as in the doctorate level, because we're offering PhD in mathematics education in BUSE. So that will be the next project I will be leading on in 2021. And for now, I'm working on an ongoing project on the affective learning, but this is only for the College of Education, affective learning assessment. We're developing affective learning assessment outcomes, and I'm planning assessment package rather. I'm planning also to have that in the graduate school. Ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your response. And to add to that, perhaps our participants and viewers may considering the experiences of the graduates who experience a year or two through flexible learning. You know, these students who graduated recently and the students who will be graduating soon, you know, the pandemic graduates or the pandemic batch, so to speak. It would be good to look into their experiences in order to serve as inputs for policy reforms, policy review, and then perhaps program innovations or curricular innovations. So the presentations of the researchers from this morning until this afternoon, together with the insights and perspectives of the plenary speakers, I hope that they will provide you with ideas and insights to plan your next undertaking, to collaborate with some other colleagues from your institution or from outside, and be able to make innovations wherever you are, and therefore affect your community positively. This has been a very interesting discussion. Thank you very much for your participation, Madam Joanne and Sir JM. Madam Grace is unable to attend because she is experiencing brownout in her place. So we also would like to thank her if she can hear us later on in the video in the Facebook live streaming. So thank you very much, dear presenters, for session number 3. It has been almost 8 hours since we start this academic discourse. You have met several researchers and presenters and plenary speakers from the other side of the world. I hope that this has been an engaging day for all of you. We hope you can join us once again tomorrow. And we are now flashing on the screen the certificate of the presenters. First, certificate of commendation to Dr. Joanne Concepcion Alejo. And the same certificate is awarded to all the presenters. Madam Grace is here right now. She's able to connect. So their technical team, may we give her a few minutes to express her thoughts also. Madam Grace, the same question for you. Based on the findings and conclusions of your study, what future research undertakings can you recommend or suggest to our viewers who would like to be involved in a research project also? Madam Grace? We hope Madam Grace can reconnect very soon, but in the event that she will not be able to connect once again, right now we still have more than 194 people inside the Zoom room and a few viewers from the Relive in FB. This has been really a fruitful engagement with all of you. Thank you very much. So right now you can see on the screen the certificates for the other presenters, Dr. John Mark S. Mayor. Also, the same certificate will be awarded to Dr. Grace Laok Ventura. So there you go, friends. It has been a fulfilling day for all of us. We hope that you find this academic experience meaningful. We hope to see you once again tomorrow. Stay safe, everyone. God bless.